Have you ever stumbled upon an ancient book of the Bible and wondered why it was even written? It doesn't even mention God. Well, let me tell you about Esther. It's the Bible's forbidden queen in a glittering empire. Revealing her true identity meant certain death for a young Jewish orphan who had just become queen. But when a state-sanctioned genocide threatened her people, she faced an impossible choice: stay silent to save herself or risk it all by speaking a single forbidden truth to the most powerful man in the world, who is also her husband. This is the story of Esther, a thriller packed with palace intrigue, mortal danger, and the sheer guts that turned an orphan into a hero. Our story begins when the hot-tempered king of Persia, Ahasuerus, banishes his wife, Queen Vashti, for a single act of defiance. This act creates a power vacuum, and a kingdom-wide search for a new queen begins. Caught in this net is Hadassah, a Jewish orphan raised by her cousin, Mordecai. On his strict orders, she hides her identity using only her Persian name, Esther. Esther's grace and beauty captivate the king. He places the royal crown on her head, making her the new queen of Persia. She now sits on a throne of immense power, but she is a prisoner of her secret. Meanwhile, the king's favor shifts to a villainous official named Haman, when Mordecai, a devout Jew, refuses to bow to him. Haman's wounded pride boils over into a genocidal rage. He manipulates the king, claiming the Jews are a threat, and gets the king's permission to annihilate them. A decree is sealed with the king's ring, and a date is set for the slaughter. When Mordecai learns of the death warrant, he sends a message to Esther. She must go to the king and plead for her people. Esther is terrified. No one can approach the king uninvited without being put to death, and she hasn't been summoned in a month. Mordecai's reply slices through her fear. Don't think you alone will escape. And who knows? Maybe you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. His words change everything. Esther makes her choice. If I perish, I perish. After fasting for 3 days, she puts on her royal robes and approaches the king. He spares her, holding out his golden scepter. But instead of revealing her secret, she plays a strategic hand, inviting the king and Haman to a private banquet. That very night, the king can't sleep and has the royal records read to him. He's reminded that Mordecai once saved his life from assassins, but was never rewarded. The next day, in a stunning twist of fate, Haman is forced to publicly parade his enemy, Mordecai, through the city in a ceremony of the highest honor. At a second banquet, the king again asks Esther for her request. This time, she's ready. Grant me my life and spare my people. She begs, revealing Haman as the man who plotted to destroy them. The king, enraged, orders Haman to be executed on the very gallows he had built for Mordecai. Haman was gone, but his decree was irreversible. So the king gave Esther and Mordecai the power to issue a new one, allowing the Jews to defend themselves. The day set for their destruction became a day of victory. This stunning reversal is still celebrated today as the festival of Purim. The book of Esther is unique because it never mentions God by name. Yet, many see a divine pattern in the coincidences that placed an orphan in a position of power. For just such a time as this, it's a timeless reminder that one person's courage can change the course of history.